Good evening to everyone. One more part of the work power energy is collisions beta. So let us try to fastly revise the collisions and we'll try to do some numericals based on the collisions part beta. Chalo. Collisions. Am I audible to everyone beta? Chalo. First one is elastic collision. What do you mean by elastic collision beta? The collision in which momentum is remained to be conserved throughout the collision. In all the collisions, whatever you take beta, momentum is always conserved. The first point is common for all the type of your collisions. Okay, so first point in this one is momentum is conserved. Momentum is conserved. Conserved means remain same. Whatever is initial momentum, final momentum will also be the same. Okay, so initial kinetic energy will be equal to your final kinetic energy. Okay. So if I'm drawing the graph between momentum versus your time, it should be a straight line like this. Momentum is always remaining conserved with respect to your time. Okay. Sure. Next one. Inelastic collision. What do you mean by inelastic collision, beta? Even in this one, first point is common for me. What is that? Momentum is said to be conserved. So first point is common for this one. Momentum is conserved. But initial kinetic energy is greater than the final kinetic energy. Initial kinetic energy is greater than your final kinetic energy. Clear, beta? So if I'm drawing the kinetic energy versus, this is your kinetic energy versus time. Initially, there will be more kinetic energy. With respect to time, it will be decreasing. Okay, na? Okay. So in perfectly inelastic collision, third one. Perfectly inelastic collision. What do you mean by perfectly inelastic collision, beta? Perfectly inelastic collision means the collision in which the body sticks to each other and move with one common velocity. Okay, so bodies stick and move with one common velocity. Okay, that means the body gets sticks in this one. That is known as of your perfectly inelastic collision part of relation. Clear, beta? Okay, so next one, general formulas. Okay, so for the elastic collision, if I'm writing the relation beta, first one for elastic collision, For elastic collision, V1 is equals to your M1 minus M2 divided by M1 plus M2 into your U1 plus 2 times of your M2 divided by M1 plus M2 into your U2. Okay, in the same way V2 will be equal to, just change the subscription right there, better. M2 minus M1 divided by M1 plus M2. In the place of U1, you write here U2 plus 2 times of your M1 2 times of your M1 divided by M1 plus M2 into your U1. So these are the velocities V1 and V2 after the collision in the elastic collision part. So V1 is equals to how much and V2 is equals to how much. If mass is not the given beta, I can even write that one in terms of radius, because mass will be equal to your volume into density. Mass is equals to volume into density. Density is equals to how much for me? We know the density formula beta. Density will be equal to your mass by volume. Density is equals to your mass by volume. Oh, I don't know what is happening. So mass is equals to volume into density. For spherical body, volume will be equal to how much better? 4 by 3 pi into your r cube into rho. So mass will be directly proportional to your r cube. Okay. So in the place of m1, you can even write as of your r1 cube, r2 cube divided by r1 plus r2 whole cube. Like that you can write and simplify the problem. Clear, beta? Is it clear? Sure. Sign convention also you need to take in the consideration better. If they are moving in the same direction, you take positive. If they are moving in opposite direction, you can take them as if your negative. Okay, na? Sure. Let me give an example. Say for example, we have got two particles. No. Two particles of mass m and 2m. Mass m and 2m moving in opposite directions. Moving in opposite directions, collide elastically. Collide elastically with velocities two particles of masses m and 2m moving in opposite directions collide elastically with velocities v and 2v. Okay, find their velocities after collision. Sure, try to do it. Anyone? Two particles of mass m and 2m are moving in the opposite direction. So this is your m and another one is your 2m. Moving in opposite direction, collide elastically with velocity v and 2v. It means if this is moving with velocity v, this is moving with velocity 2v. Okay. So after colliding, the first body will move with a new velocity, that is nothing but v1, and second body 2m will move with your another new velocity v2. In the same direction, if you are going, take positive, in opposite direction you take it as negative. So v1 will be equal to your m1 is m minus this one is 2m divided by m plus 2m, that will be equal to 3m into u1. u1 is initial velocity v plus this one is nothing but 2 into 2m, that is nothing but 2m divided by your 3m into velocity will be equal to how much for me? Minus of your 2. Okay, so this will be equal to your m minus 2m. So that will be equal to your minus m divided by 3m into v plus this will be equal to plus and this will be equal to minus 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8. So it is 8m into v divided by 3 into your m. And here mm will get cancelled. So this will be equal to minus of v by 3. This is a plus minus minus. So this will be equal to your minus. This will be equal to your 8v divided by your 3. So it is v by 3 common. 1 minus 8. How much I'll be getting better? Plus minus minus 1 by 3 minus 8 by 3. Minus 1 minus 8 is minus 9. That means minus of 9v divided by 3. This is the v1. Okay, you just need to take the sign convention into consideration. The same way v2. v2 will be equal to your 2m minus of your m divided by 3m divided by your 3m into velocity will be equal to 2v plus this one is your 2m divided by your 3m into velocity will be equal to your v. So this will be equal to your how much beta? 2m minus m is nothing but m. M will get cancelled. So this will be equal to your minus of your 2v divided by 3. 2v divided by 3. This one is this m will also will get cancelled. So it is plus 2v divided by 3. Minus 2v by 3 plus 2v by 3. That will become for me 0. So v2 will become for me 0. Clear beta? Done? Chalo. Let me give you one more question. This was been asked in NEET question beta. This was been asked in NEET 2019 based on the direct formula based. See whether you can do it or not. Good question. So, body capital A of mass 4m moving with speed u. Collides with another body B of mass 2m at rest. Okay. The collision is head-on and elastic. Okay, head-on and elastic in nature. After the collision, the fraction of energy lost by the colliding bodies, capital A is. Okay, good question, beta. This was been asked in NEET 2019. This year I have been taught for one student who got All India 6th rank, beta, Mr. Varun. I used to take him personally the coaching classes. He got into your JIPMER. Now he is doing his fourth year of MBBS in the JIPMER. He got All India 6th rank in the NEET at that time, 2019. He was personally been coached by me. So there is having a personal bond with that boy. He's doing right now his medicine in the Jawaharlal Institute of Postgraduate Medical Research Education Research Center, Chandigarh. Actually, he was purely aiming for the AIIMS, but he couldn't able to get into the AIIMS basically. But he got into your NEET and he got All India 6th rank in the NEET part. Chalo. Body A of mass 4m is moving with a speed u, collides with another body B of mass 2m at the rest. The collision is head-on and elastic in nature. After the collision, the fraction of energy lost by the colliding body will be equal to how much? Can anyone try it? Body of mass 4m. This is a body of mass 4m is moving with a speed of your u. Collides with another body B. This is your A. Another body B of mass how much for me? 2m. Which is at rest. That means u2 is equals to 0. After collision, A is moving with velocity v1 and B is moving with velocity v2. So let us try to calculate first v1. So v1 is equals to 4 into your m minus 2 into your m divided by 4 plus 6, that will be equal to 6m into initial velocity is u plus 2 into your m2. M2 is nothing but 2m divided by total mass is your 6m into u2 will become for me 0. So this will become for me how much better? 4m minus 2m is nothing but 2m. 2m divided by 6m. M and m will get cancelled. So that will become for me how much? 2 into your m into your u divided by 6m. Mm gets cancelled. 2 1s are 2 3s are. So that will become for me u by 3. So v1 is equals to u by 3 meter per second. He's asking the fraction of kinetic energy loss. That means let me try to write its initial kinetic energy. So for A, initial kinetic energy will be equal to half into mass is nothing but 4m into your u square. Okay, so this will be equal to 2 1s are, this is 2 2s are. So that will become for me 2m into your u square. Then final kinetic energy will be equal to how much for me? Half into your 4m into final kinetic energy is nothing but u by 3. So it is u by 3 into your whole square. So 2 1s are 2 2s are. So that will be equal to 2m into u square divided by your 9. Okay. So it will become for me k initial divided by 9 because 2m u square is nothing but what? K initial. So fraction of energy lost. Fraction of energy lost will be equal to how much? Fraction of your energy lost is equals to loss by original. Loss divided by original. So loss means delta K divided by original means initial. That means K initial minus K final divided by K initial. This is your formula. So that will be equal to K initial is how much for me? 2m u square minus K final is 2m u square divided by 9 minus initial is 2m into your u square. Isn't it? So that will be equal to your how much? 2m square minus 2m square. That will become for me common. That is 1 minus 1 by 9 into your 2m into your u square divided by 2m into your u square. 2m square will get cancelled. So that will become for me 8 by 9. 1 minus 1 by 9 is how much for me? 8 by 9. That is the answer for this one. So fractional energy lost is lost by original beta. Loss will be delta K divided by K initial. So it is K initial minus K final divided by K initial. Is it clear for everyone? Is that clear? Is it clear? Next one. Elastic collision in two dimension. Okay. See, this is the first body m1 moving with a velocity of u1, and plus this is your m2. This is moving with velocity u2. After the collision, this is your straight line. First body m1 is moving with some new velocity, that is nothing but v1, and m2 is moving with another velocity, that is nothing but v2. Angle made by this one is say alpha, and this angle is nothing but say for example beta. So like carom board, isn't it? So both of them are moving in the same direction after the collision. The first one is moving with velocity v1 making an angle alpha with x-axis, and v2 is moving with an angle beta with respect to your x-axis. So I told you in all the collisions momentum is conserved. So initial momentum along x-axis must be equal to your final momentum along the x-axis. So it is m1 u1 plus of your m2 u2 will be equal to your m1 v1 into your cos alpha plus of your m2 v2 into your cos of your beta, isn't it? I've just resolved it on the so here I'm writing here first component, it is m1 v1 into your cos alpha, and this one is your m2 v2 into your cos beta. And for this one, vertical component is your m2 v2 into your sin beta. And for this one, vertical component is right now m1 v1 into your sin of your alpha, vertical component. So first I calculated the momentum along your x-axis. Then conserve the momentum along your y-axis. Initial momentum along your y-axis must be equal to final momentum along your y-axis. What is initial momentum beta? Initially they are not moving on y-axis, it is 0. So it is m1 v1 into your sin alpha minus m2 v2 into your sin beta. Okay, this is a given condition. So as the collision is elastic, if collision is elastic, then you know that initial kinetic energy must be equal to your final kinetic energy. That means half into m1 into u1 square plus half into m2 into u2 square will be equal to half into m1 v1 square plus half into m2 into your v2. Clear? Done, better. We'll do the numericals in the tomorrow session of a class. Let us try to complete all the concepts at a time at once part. Okay? Sure. Next one and very important topic, that is your coefficient of restitution. Coefficient of restitution. Represented by letter E. Coefficient of restitution represented by letter E. So E will be equal to relative velocity of relative velocity of separation divided by relative velocity of approach. Relative velocity of approach. So what is the coefficient of restitution, beta? E is equals to relative velocity of your separation divided by relative velocity of your approach. So mathematically we can write this one as E is equals to your V2 minus V1 divided by your U1 minus of U2. Okay. E is equals to your V2 bar minus of your V1 bar divided by U1 bar minus U2 bar. Clear? For elastic collisions, E value is equals to 1 beta. For perfectly elastic collision also, if I am taking, it is V value will always be equal to your 1. For inelastic collisions, E value is equals to 0. Perfectly elastic or inelastic. Zero lesser than E lesser than equal to your 1. Basic values. So for elastic collision, E value is 1, and for the inelastic collision, E value is 0, and for perfectly elastic collision or inelastic collision, E value will be 0 lesser than E and E lesser than equal to your 1. Okay, beta? Next one. Rebonding of ball. After collision. With the ground. Rebounding of the ball with the ground. Like say this is your ground. From here, this body is being dropped. Okay, and this is at a height of your h. Okay, initial height is say for example h, and after hitting it, it is rebounding with your new velocity. Like say for example u1. So like that, it might be going for your n number of your collisions. So I can say here right now, if you are moving with your height h1, moves up and it goes to some new height right now somewhere here. This height will be equal to h1. Again, that body will try to fall down. Again, this body will go up with new velocity u2, and now it will go to some new height right now. That one is say example h3. Like that, n number of your collisions, u1, u2, u3 part of relation. So coefficient of restitution, if I am taking beta, h1 will be equal to your e square times of your h. H2 will be equal to your E square times of H1. H3 will be equal to your E square times of your H2. Okay. So in the same way, H4 will be equal to E power of your 2 into your H3. Like that, we can go on make your N. So for the nth collision, I'm writing H nth collision is equals to E power 2n into your H. So this will be the formula. Okay. And velocity for your nth collision will be equal to your how much? So initial velocity, if I'm writing u1 is equals to your E dash into under root of your 2g into your H. And u2 will be equal to your E square under root of your 2g into your H. And u3 will be equal to your E to the power of your 3 under root of your 2g into your H. Like that, if I'm talking about your nth collision, velocity of your nth collision is equals to E to the power of your n under root of your 2g into your H. Okay. So velocity of your nth collision we got, and for the height also we got for the nth collision. Important formula beta. Nth collision is E power 2n into your H. H is your initial height. And velocity of your nth collision is E to the power of n into under root of your 2g into your H. Clear beta? Go through it once. Okay. So on rebounding of a ball after the collisions with the ground, height of your nth collision is given as E power 2n into your H, and velocity of your nth collision is E power of n into under root of your 2g into your H. Okay. Sure. The same way, total distance till last collision. Okay. So total distance before the last collision, like means whatever total distance it has been traveling. Like say if that is your D, I can write here D will be equal to 1 plus E square divided by 1 minus E square into your total height H. Important formula beta. In the same way, total time of motion, capital T will be equal to 1 plus E divided by 1 minus E under root of your 2H divided by G. So time of motion for your nth collision and total distance it traveled till your nth collision or for your last collision. Okay. Direct shortcut formula better. You need to remember them. The more you practice, the more better you try to remember for that one. Okay. Sure. Next one, very important formula better. when a steady stream of particles, okay, each of mass, say for example m, and speed, say for example v, okay, are colliding with a fixed body, okay, then average force on that fixed body will be how much? Can anyone try? In a steady stream of the particles, each of mass m and speed v are colliding with a fixed body, then average force on the fixed body will be equal to how much? So force will be equal to n into change in momentum, that is delta p divided by delta t. Newton's second law. So momentum will be equal to how much in terms of velocity? If I'm writing F is equals to n, momentum will be equal to your how much from here? M into your delta V divided by delta T. That means F will be equal to your M into your N into your delta V divided by delta T. So force acting on this one is equals to your M into your N delta V divided by delta T. Clear? Sure. One more an important formula beta. In perfectly inelastic collision, inelastic 1D collision, loss of kinetic energy is maximum, like collision between two railway compartments. So that loss is given by the formula. Loss is equals to your half into m1 into your m2 divided by m1 plus m2 into u1 minus u2 whole square. So loss is equals to your half into your m1 m2 divided by m1 plus m2 into u1 minus u2 whole square. Clear? So in perfectly inelastic collision, loss of kinetic energy is maximum. That loss in kinetic energy is calculated with the formula half into m1 m2 divided by m1 plus m2 into u1 minus u2 whole square. Clear? Sure. See this question better. Can anyone try this one? A ball hits the wall normally with velocity say u. Okay. If coefficient of restitution COR between the ball and wall is say for example E. So find a rebound velocity of the ball, right? A ball hits the wall normally. This is the ball. This is your wall. So when a ball is going right now here with a velocity of your u, it hits normally and comes back again with some velocity. Okay, with the velocity say for example v1. Okay, so it is hitting the wall, coefficient of restitution. So E value will be equal to your v2 minus v1 divided by u1 minus u2. So here as u2 is equals to your v2 and that will be equal to how much for me beta? 0, because this is a second body now wall. initial velocity u2 and final velocity v2 will become 0 and u1 will be equal to your u. So I can write here coefficient of restitution E is equals to v2 is 0 minus v1, it is coming with some velocity v1 divided by u1 is u minus u2 is 0. So it is minus of v1 divided by u. Therefore, find the rebound velocity is asking. That means v1. So v1 will be equal to minus of e times of your u. Done, madam? Yeah.
Jadi ông có đi của sáu này.
Done, madam? Sure. Try this question, madam. An object is dropped from a height h from the ground. Every time it hits the ground, it loses 50% of its kinetic energy. Okay. The total distance covered at t to infinity is dash. First option is 3h, second option is infinity, third option is 5 by 3 times of h, and fourth option is 8 by 3 times of your h. An object is dropped from a height h from the ground. Every time it hits the ground, it loses 50% of its kinetic energy. The total distance it traveled at t is equals to infinity is equals to how much? %50% of its kinetic energy. The question is, the total distance covered. The total distance covered at t is equals to infinity. Right? Anyone? Coefficient of restitution. H formula, what is better? for infinite formula, h is equals to your h into 1 plus e square divided by 1 minus e square. How do you calculate the value of e? E is equals to final velocity divided by initial velocity. If I am writing in terms of kinetic energy, under root of k final divided by under root of your k initial. So every time it is losing 50% of its energy, that means this will become for me under root of your 1 by 2. K final is 50% of k initial. 50% means 50 by 100. So it is 1 by 2. So under root of 1 by 2. So E value will become how much for me? But under root of that one. So H value will become for me H into 1 plus E square. 1 plus E square value is 1 by 2. 1 minus 1 by 2. So that is equals to H. 1 plus 1 by 2 is nothing but 3 by 2 divided by 1 by 2. So that will be equal to your how much beta? This two will get cancelled. So this will be equal to your 3H. So the total distance covered at T is equals to infinity will be equal to how much beta? 3H. First option will be the answer. Very good. Next question. Important question, already asked so many times in competitive examination. Can anyone try this one better? A ball is moving with velocity 2 meters per second. Collides head on with another stationary ball of double the mass if the coefficient of restitution is 0.5. Okay, then their velocities after collision will be. So try again. First one 0, 1. Second one 1, 1. Third one 1, 1 by 2. Fourth one 0, 2. The ball is moving with velocity of how much? 2 meters per second. This is your ball, and this is moving with a velocity of your 2 meters per second of mass of your how much? M. With another ball of double the mass. There is nothing but a 2m, and this is at your rest. U2 is equals to 0. This is your U1. Then after the collision, m is moving with new velocity V1, and 2m will be moving with new velocity V2. So initial momentum must be equal to final momentum. So initial momentum will be equal to your how much beta? 2 into your m. because mass is nothing but of your m into 2. So this will become for me 2m. That is equals to your m into your v1 plus 2m into your v2. So everywhere mass will get cancelled. So this will be 2 is equals to v1 plus 2 times of v2. This is my equation number 1. So coefficient of restitution E is equals to v2 minus v1 divided by u1 minus u2. So it is v2 minus v1 divided by u1 is nothing but 2 minus 0. So coefficient of restitution is given as 1 by 2. That is equals to v2 minus v1 divided by 2. Therefore, I can write v2 minus v1 will be equal to 1. This is your equation number 2. So from 1 into from 1 into 2. So it is v1 plus 2 times of v2 is equals to 2. Another one is v2 minus v1 is equals to 1. So if I'm taking right now this v1 will get cancelled. 3v2 will be equal to 3. That means v2 will be equal to 3 by 3. That will be equal to 1 meter per second. Therefore, v1 will become how much for me, beta? v2 minus v1 is equals to 1. v2 is 1 minus v1 is equals to 1. So v1 will become how much for me? 0 meter per second. Option A. Yeah. So their velocities after the collision is v1 is 0 and v2 will be equal to 1. Okay. So v2 is equals to 1 meter per second. 1 meter per second. v2 will be equal to 0 meter per second. Clear, beta? Okay. So what we have done in the today, in the elastic collision, what is conserved, beta? Momentum is conserved. Initial kinetic energy will be equal to final kinetic energy. And in inelastic collision, momentum is conserved, but initial kinetic energy more compared to the final kinetic energy. Perfectly inelastic collision, bodies will stick and move with one common velocity. So the formula for that one will be equal to your m1 u1 plus of your m2 u2. That will be equal to your m1 plus m2 into common velocity will be equal to v. So this is your m1 and this is moving with u1. This is your m2 moving with velocity u2. After collision, both of them will stick to each other and move with one common velocity v. So v will be equal to your m1 u1 plus of your m2 u2 divided by your m1 plus of your m2. So this will be the common velocity. Okay. The next one. General formula for the elastic collision. v1 is equals to m1 minus m2 divided by m1 plus m2 into u1 plus 2 times of m2 divided by m1 plus m2 into u2. The same way v2 will be equal to your m2 minus m1 divided by m1 plus m2 into u2 plus 2 times of your m1 divided by m1 plus m2 into your u1. See, if I'm writing this one even for your perfectly inelastic collision, you can write the answer in terms of your E also, beta. So in terms of your E, if I'm writing for the perfectly inelastic collision or for the elastic collision, V1 will be equal to your, this is your M1 minus of E times of your M2 divided by your M1 plus of your M2 into your U1 plus this will be equal to 1 plus E into your M2 divided by your M1 plus of your M2 into your U2. The same way V2. V2 will be equal to your M2 minus E times of your M1 divided by M1 plus M2 into your, this is your U2 plus this one is 1 plus E into your M1 divided by your M1 plus of your M2 into your U1. Isn't it? If M1 and M2 if M1 and M2 are same, beta, if M1 is equals to your M2 and if I'm taking U2 is equals to 0, then V1 will become for me, V1 by your V2 will become for me 1 minus E divided by 1 plus E. Okay. Next one, we have done some problems. Elastic collision in 2 dimensions, beta. Conserve the momentum along x-axis and conserve the momentum along y-axis. If I'm conserving momentum along y-axis, this will become for me m1 v1 into sine alpha will be equal to your m2 v2 into your sine beta. Okay. And along the x-axis, it is m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 cos alpha plus m2 v2 into cos beta. If collision is elastic, then initial kinetic energy must be equal to final. Coefficient of restitution E is equals to relative velocity of your separation divided by your relative velocity of your approach. E is equals to v2 minus v1 divided by u1 minus u2. For elastic collision, E value is equals to 1. For the inelastic collision, E value is 0. For perfectly elastic or inelastic collision, E value will be 0 lesser than E and E lesser than or equal to your 1. E value is 1. E value is 0 and 0 lesser than E and E lesser than or equal to your 1. Okay. Then rebounding of a ball after the collision, beta. Height of nth collision is e power 2n into your h and velocity of nth collision is e power of n into under root of 2gh. In total distance till the last collision or nth collision is 1 plus e square divided by 1 minus e square into h. And total time of motion is t is equals to 1 plus e divided by 1 minus e. This one is your 1 minus e into under root of your 2h by g. In the same way, when your steady stream of your particles, each of mass of your m and speed v are being colliding with your fixed body, then average force on the fixed body will be equal to F is equals to mn into delta v by delta t. The same way for the perfectly inelastic collision, loss in kinetic energy is maximum. That loss in kinetic energy is calculated with the formula half into m1 m2 divided by m1 plus m2 into u1 minus u2 whole square. And we did some problems related to this one, so just go through this one better. Clear? Tomorrow exclusively we will try to go for the numericals based on the elastic collision, and all the models will try to complete there. You please try to revise today once all the formulas related to your elastic collision. Okay, elastic collision, perfectly inelastic collision, and oblique collisions also, and super elastic collisions. The remaining part of some of the applications I'll try to do it in the tomorrow section of your class. Sayed Aisha Fatima, are you in the first year or second year, beta?
First year, sir.
Achha, you are from first year. Which topic is going on for you in the college now?
I don't know, sir.
You're not attending the classes?
No, sir. I don't have online classes.
Which college you are from?
MS.
MS online classes are going on, na beta?
No, sir. Not like online classes. They're not giving us good faculty.
Okay.
And not regular classes, that's why.
Okay, okay. Barika, I hope collisions has been completed for you.
Yes, sir. Completed, sir.
Okay, fine. Today, please try to revise once the collision, all the formulas better. Tomorrow, we'll try to do the numericals related to this one with all the previous NEET questions and CBSE PMT questions also, basically. Karunya, Nandini, I hope you might have also been completed this topic. So please try to revise once all the formulas. And tomorrow, exclusively in the PPTs, we'll try to do the numericals on your collisions part affiliation. Okay? Okay, chalo. Take care.
Sir.
Bye, beta.